I know you love phrasal verbs. Am I right? Well, today I've got 30 extremely common ones that you should know because you will hear them and you can use them every day in English. So let's get to it. Oh, get to it. That's a phrasal verb too. It means to start doing something. Let's get to it. Okay, that's 31 phrasal verbs now. All right, 30, starting now. All right, quickly, before we start, the golden rule of learning phrasal verbs is that you learn them in context. There's no point just taking a list and translating them into your language. It's difficult to remember them. You'll probably use them incorrectly when you're using them in real life. So always learn phrasal verbs in context. So I've got plenty of examples for you today for these 30 phrasal verbs. So let's not waste any more time and let's get to it. Remember? Let's start. Okay, number one, look up. And this means to search for a word in a dictionary or search for information online or in an encyclopedia or Wikipedia. For example, you could look these phrasal verbs up in a dictionary, but watching this video will be more fun. It will, I promise. And if you do love phrasal verbs, I've made a document there for you, a PDF with the 100 most common phrasal verbs. So if you want to take this video to the next step, download that by clicking up there or by clicking the link in the description to get your copy of that free PDF. Phrasal verb number 2 is get up. It's something you do every day when you're lying in bed and you stand up, you get up. We can use this from the lying position in bed or when you're sitting down or when you're on the floor. It just means to rise. So I need to get up early tomorrow morning for an important meeting. Or if you're sitting down on the bus and a little old lady comes in, what should you do? You should get up and give your seat to the little old lady. So just remember, and this is important for the next few verbs we're going to look at, it's going from a not up position to an up position. Right, the next one is hang up. And this can mean to put your clothes, your coat, your t-shirt, your jumper on a coat hanger and put it on a hook on the wall or in your wardrobe. Can you hang up your clothes, please? So again, we're going from your clothes not being in the up position to being on the up position. Hang up can also mean to end a telephone call, which nowadays looks like this. However, a long time ago, if you wanted to hang up, you had to put your telephone up on the wall, and that is why it's hang up. Talking about telephone communication, we also have the phrasal verb cut off, and this is when the communication is interrupted very abruptly. Like the phone call was cut off due to bad reception. Okay, a few more with up. We have give up, which means to stop trying or to surrender, to wave the white hanky, to give up. So we could say, don't give up on your dream. Keep working for it. You can do it. Don't give up. Or if you're trying to do a crossword and it's really difficult, we could say, hey, don't give up. Keep trying. You'll get there. So again, we have the word up. So just think, what do you do when you give up? You say, I give up. I surrender. I can't try any harder. Your hands are up like this. So give up. Just remember it in that way. We then have pick up. Pick up. If you have something on the floor, if you drop a pencil on the floor, what do? You have to pick it up. And again, the pencil is going from the not up position, because it's on the floor, to an up position, which could be in your hand or on the table or wherever. But again, the movement is going up. And we can also use this verb, pick up, to mean to acquire a skill. We often talk about it in language. When you go to a country and you're speaking that language a lot, you suddenly pick it up. Okay, so I didn't speak much Spanish when I came to Spain, but I picked it up. I picked Spanish up very quickly because I lived with Spanish people and I didn't talk any English in that period. So I picked Spanish up really easily. Now, the opposite of pick up is put down. Okay, so you drop your pencil. What do? You pick it up and then you can put it down on the table. The baby was sleeping in my arms, so I put her down on her bed. I brought the shopping bags in from the car and I put them down on the kitchen table. Put down can also mean to really criticize somebody or make them feel very small or bad, you know, like he constantly puts down his colleagues. Like he's always saying that they're rubbish and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He puts them down all the time. Okay. Another couple with up. Set up. This means to arrange. We should set up a meeting on Friday to talk more about this. And show up means to appear or arrive. So we set up a meeting for today, but nobody showed up. In other words, nobody arrived. Okay, let's talk about electronics a little bit. If you have an electronic thing and you want it to work, you have to turn it on. By pressing a button or turning a knob, you turn it on. The opposite is turn it off. So can you turn the television off when you leave the room, please? What do? When you come home in the evening, you turn the lights on. Turn the lights on, turn the lights off. Turn the TV on, turn the TV off. Turn your phone on, turn the phone off. And we also use it for taps to get water. It's not electronic, but the verb we use is not open and close for the tap, but turn on the tap, turn the tap on, or turn off the tap, or turn the tap off. As you've seen in these examples, we can separate the phrasal verb and put the object in the middle. Turn the lights on or not. Turn off the lights. Also talking about electronic things, we have turn up and turn down. And this is related to volume. It makes sense. Turn is this motion. So if you think of an old analog radio, and still some things today, you have a button that you have to turn to make the music louder and turn it the other way to make the music or the volume quieter. So you turn it up and you turn it down. Could you turn up the radio, please? I can't hear it. Or the neighbors came to complain at the loud party, so we had to turn down the music. Okay, another meaning of turn up is to arrive or appear. So we could say the neighbors turned up to the party to complain. And turn down means to refuse, to say no to an offer. So he turned down the opportunity to work at the school because he wanted to become a doctor. Okay, again, try to think of ways to remember this. He turned it down. Okay, thumbs down. No thanks. I don't want to do that. Thumbs down. He turned it down. He turned down the offer. Okay, another couple of common ones are to put on and to take off. Do you see what I'm doing here? It's always useful to learn things in pairs. Learn one phrasal verb, learn the opposite at the same time. Seriously, do this all the time because as you're learning them in pairs, you're saving yourself a lot of work in the future. And it's also easier to remember them in pairs, especially if it's very obvious, like turn off and turn on. Well, this one also, it's quite logical. You put something there and you take it from there. So put and take are opposites. On and off are opposites. So it's easy to remember these two phrasal verbs as opposites. And these two phrasal verbs refer to clothes. At night, you take off your clothes, or you take your clothes off, and you put on your pajamas, or you put your pajamas on. Just a reminder that you can get the full guide of the 100 most common phrasal verbs by clicking that link up there. There's also a link in the description, but that is quite a useful reference that I've made for you because I know you love phrasal verbs. Okay, next we have carry on. Carry on means continue. So let's carry on learning phrasal verbs. Carry on plus the gerund, carry on learning phrasal verbs. Then we have hold on. Hold on, which means to wait for a minute. We also have an expression in English which is hold your horses. All right, hold your horses, which means all right, wait a second, please. So just imagine you're on your horse and your fellow cowboys are on their horses and you're going wherever cowboys go. You stop and one of them wants to go ahead. You say, no, hold your horses. In other words, wait a second, and then you can keep going. So hold your horses, hold on. Hold on means wait. Bring up is the next one. And this means to start talking about a particular topic. Did I really bring up cowboys in that previous example? Don't bring up her ex-boyfriend. It's a sensitive topic right now. Okay, bring up also means to vomit. So it's kind of related. I mean, vomit is and we're also bringing up a topic of conversation. So don't bring up your food and don't bring up the topic of her ex-boyfriend. Don't bring up her ex-boyfriend. In other words, don't start talking about it. Make up. Make up is what you do after an argument. Well, if you have an argument, you have two options. One option is to never talk to that person again, but the best option is to make up. In other words, reconcile, become friends again, and resolve the disagreement. Listen, I know I brought up your ex-boyfriend. I'm really sorry, but can we just make up and forget that I ever mentioned him? I'm giving you two options here. We can either make up or break up. Okay, make up, become friends again, or break up, which is what a couple do when they stop becoming a couple. They break up. They sound the same, make up, break up, so learn them together. And another meaning of to make up means to invent or create a story or an excuse. So the boy didn't bring his homework and he made up some story about the dog eating it. He made up a story about the dog eating his homework. Don't make things up. Don't make things up. So again, we can separate this verb if we want to. Okay, run into. If you run into someone, then you see them just by chance. It wasn't planned. Okay, so you're down in the city centre and, oh, John, hi. I didn't expect to see you here today. Hey, guess who I ran into yesterday? I ran into John at the city centre. Wow. You can also run into a problem. If things are going okay, if you're doing something technological online and you run into some problems, then you need help, perhaps. I ran into some technical difficulties last week when I was changing some email settings. I won't bore you with the details, but I ran into some serious problems. Okay, and here's a fun one. Fill in and fill out. I told you to learn things in opposites, like in is the opposite of out. The fun thing is, well, I say fun, I'm trying to make phrasal verbs fun. The fun thing is, with this verb, that fill in and fill out both mean exactly the same thing. So can you fill out this application form, please? Means exactly the same as, can you fill in this application form, please? Well, that is quite fun. Okay, the next one is figure out. And if you figure something out, it means you understand or solve a problem or a mystery. I need some time to figure out this problem. She couldn't figure out how to use her phone, so she had to look at the instructions. So the word figure is like a number. A number is like a figure. And out is like output. Yeah, like when you type in a calculation on your calculator, the answer is the output. So, figure out. Figure out. It's like a calculation to solve the problem that you have. That's one way of remembering this phrasal verb. Figure out. And a synonym of this is work out. You need a calculator for that. Can't you work it out in your head? We can also use this to resolve a problem or conflict. So they're having problems in their marriage and they're trying to work it out peacefully. Now, another meaning of work out is to do exercise, particularly in the gym. So we could say she works out 3 times a week at the gym to keep fit. All right, give back is quite an easy one. It means to return something. So if you give me, let's say, a pen, I will say, thank you very much. I will give it back to you when I've finished. I will give it back to you. Or I will give it you back when I've finished. We can use either of these constructions, and it means to return something to the person who gave it to you. Okay, another thing we can do when we're learning phrasal verbs is group them together based on the verb that they use. And that's what we're going to do in the next 3 phrasal verbs. They all include the verb look. So first we have look forward to. Look forward to. If you look forward to something, you can't wait for something to happen. You're very excited about a future event. Children always look forward to Christmas. They look forward to their birthdays. I am really looking forward to my next holiday. Then we have look out, which means be careful. Look out, look out, whoa, look out, there's a big dog running towards you. It means be careful. Whoa, look out. Or if you're crossing the road, you could say, oh, look out, there's a car coming. Look out, just be careful. And the third one with look is to look after. If you look after somebody, you take care of them. Nurses look after their patients. Or we could say, could you look after my cat when I go on holiday, please? Okay, earlier I said, don't bring up her ex-boyfriend because it's a sensitive topic, right? Well, now, actually, it's not a sensitive topic before. Okay, she's had that difficult period in her life and now she's happy. She's come through the other end and now it's okay to bring up her ex-boyfriend. Why? Because she got over it. If you get over something, it means that you pass a difficult period in your life. This could be sadness or an illness or heartbreak. It took her a long time to get over the loss of her little cat. Listen, he needs some time to get over the disappointment of not getting the job. All right, there are millions of phrasal verbs with get, but another one is get along. If you get along with someone, it means you have a good relationship with them. I get along with my colleagues, the people I work with. I get along with them. Unfortunately, my 2 daughters get along with each other too, which is lovely. Okay, just another couple to go. Before I tell you them, make sure you download the free guide of the 100 most useful, most common phrasal verbs. And it's a great reference to have so you can remember and learn all the very, very common phrasal verbs that you'll hear all the time in everyday English. So download that free gift from me to you. Okay, the next phrasal verb is break down. And this is what happens when a mechanical thing stops working. Normally a car. My car broke down when I was driving through France once. That was a bad day. And the last one is to call off, which means to cancel. So another true story. I've never been to a cricket match. I went once and I was ready to enjoy my first cricket experience. And 5 minutes before the start of the game, it rained. Torrential rain. So heavy, the pitch was flooded and the game was called off. It was cancelled. So I've still never seen a cricket match. They called the match off or they called off the match. We can say either. So if you are a fan of this type of English, these very common phrasal verbs and expressions that we use every day in spoken English, then I recommend you watch that video next, where I teach you some very common slang expressions in English. And there's the link to download the free PDF, which gives you the 100 most common phrasal verbs in English. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.